Hey guys, Charles Cooper. You can find me on Twitter at Thrasymachus. All right, Chia. The purpose of this tutorial video is to walk you through Google Forms so that you can create any sort of assessment or poll that you want to use with your coworkers or your students. The first thing you want to do is sign up for a Google account, and I'm not going to walk you through that because it's fairly self-explanatory. So we're going to go ahead and sign into our Google account, and it looks like I've already signed in. I can tell, if I would have looked, right here it says plus Charles, so I'm definitely signed into my account. What you're going to want to do next is go to this little Rubik's Cube looking thing. This is the apps icon. Click on that, and all of your Google apps are going to pop up here, and if you want to click on more, you'll see more resources. In this case, we're going to click on our Drive icon, Google Drive icon. As far as the layout is concerned, if you want to upload a video or images, you're going to click on this icon. If you want to take a look at everything in your Drive, you'll click here. If you want to take a look at the forms and documents that have been shared with you, you'll click here. And if you star any of your documents, in other words, if you denote that it's something that you want to look at later on, you'll click on Starred and Recent. So let's go back to Drive. We're going to click on Create, and for the purposes of this video, click on Form. So Google's going to ask you to choose a theme and to title this new form. So we're going to title this Staff Poll. And as far as the theme is concerned, it really doesn't matter which one you choose. They all do about the same thing. They just look a little bit different from each other. I'm going to go ahead and click gray. Click OK. Now you're not going to see the theme just yet. You would click on View Live Form, and that'll show you the theme, but nothing's really set up, so it's a little boring. So staff poll, if you want to add any kind of description, you would do it here. And again, you can use this as a quiz, so you can just title this, Chapter 1 Quiz, if that's what you're looking for. We're going to title the first question, and really the question title is actually the question. So we can type in what's your favorite form of professional development? If you want to have help text here, in other words, anything that's going to help the student or your staff narrow the scope of what it is that they're thinking about, you would put it here. So option 1, we're going to put face to face. Option 2, completely online, and option 3, hybrid. We're going to go down and require this question. What that means is when your staff or your students are filling out this form, if you don't require this, then they can submit without answering this question. I would suggest requiring every single one of these unless there's an obvious reason that you don't want to require it. For example, if the last question on your form is please give me some suggestions or let me know what I've missed, you don't want every single person to add something, so you would not require that. We're going to click Done now, and let's go ahead and go to View Live Form, and that's what the poll looks like so far. So we've got staff poll. We're creating poll for our staff. Here's a question. It's required, so you'll see that little red star here. They will choose an answer, click Submit, and then you'll get the information in a spreadsheet, and I'll show you that in just a second. Okay, what I've done is I went ahead and added each of the options that you guys are going to have when you're creating your poll or your quiz. What I mean by that is down here at the bottom, I'm sorry, not that one. Down here at the bottom, when you add an item, you've got text, paragraph text, multiple choice, check boxes, and choose from a list. I went ahead and added each one of those on here. So here's multiple choice, here's text, which is short answer. This is paragraph, which is allows for a longer answer. Checkboxes will be this one. You'll notice that the boxes are square instead of round. That means that you can choose any or all of these. The next option below is a list, which means it's going to pop up as a drop-down menu. And then this last one, I added a multiple choice that will go to a particular page based on your answer. So if we go down here to add an item, you'll notice page break. This is where you can add pages to this poll or to a test or a quiz. And based on the answer to this question, if the kids choose Cecil, they'll be shuffled on to page 2. If they choose Tom, to page 3, and Jerry to page 4, so that the kids, as far as differentiation is concerned, once the kids choose one of these options in multiple choice, they then get sent to a different set of questions based on that answer. So in this case, which character from our book would you like to do a project on? And they've got 3 options here. Here, I would change this to page 1, page 2, page 3, page 4, and so on. So let's go ahead and click on View Live Form to see what this looks like. So here's your simple multiple choice. Here's your text, which is short answer. This is paragraph, which is a much longer answer. Check boxes allow you to check one or more items. This is the drop-down menu where the kids get to choose one of these. And then this is the multiple choice with the added benefit of being shuffled onto a separate page depending on your choice. I'm going to go ahead and click continue, and you'll see that because I chose Cecil, it sent me to a completely different page, and now I can talk about why I chose Cecil. I'm going to click submit, and that's the end of the process. So let's go back to view responses. Every time the kids answer a question, it's going to document those answers in a spreadsheet. So you can see it right here. So there's a time stamp on when the kids did it. Did they do it last night for homework, this morning, or 5 minutes before they came into your class? Here are their particular answers. And so one of the things that you can do, for example, is which character did you choose? You can click on G and then organize the students based on which character they choose. So everybody with Cecil will then be organized together here, and you can send them to one part of your room. If they chose Tom or Jerry, it'll be organized below, and you can send them to separate parts and have them have a discussion about that particular character. And then, of course, this is them briefly explaining why they chose that particular character from a book. This is very useful in and of itself, and I'm not going to get too much into it, but there's actually a Google script. There's something that you can add to this document that will grade your multiple choice answers for you. So once the kids put it in, that test or that quiz is graded automatically like that moment. And that Google script is called Flubaroo. You would go to add-ons, you would go looking for it, and I won't give you too many details because I'm sure your head's swimming at this point. Looking at the live form, let's say you've changed your mind, you don't like this gray setup, you can always go to View, Theme, and change it to those awesome balloons up here at the top. Click View Live Form, and now we've got basically a party in a document. If you have any questions, email me at ccooper@esc11.net. You can reach me almost automatically on Twitter at Thrasymachus. I hope this has been entertaining and valuable. See you next time.